Welcome back to another episode of the Drop Back Podcast. I am Bradley, as always, joined by my co-host Zane. And if you missed last episode, go give that a listen if you haven't already. But how are you doing today, Zane?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm not sick anymore. All right. I'm fully recovered. We're obviously a few days late. Just life. All right. Y'all understand.
Yeah,
But there's a lot to talk about. So I'm excited because there's a lot of topics, especially considering my team. Y'all should already know by now I'm a Patriots fan. Um, yeah, no, I'm excited. There's a lot to talk about.
for sure. There is a lot to talk about. We had to hold this in. We have not talked about any of these games because the only thing we talked about was the Robert Saleh, and that was still haven't really gave
We
our
kept it very, very short because we're like,
yeah
oh, let's save it for the pod.
yeah. So
Let's wrap
um,
this up right.
yeah. Do you want to start off with talking about Robert Saleh since?
Yeah, yeah. I figured that's a good place to start.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the Robert Saleh firing?
When your quarterback throws three interceptions, one pick six, and two other interceptions, and you get fired for it, that's not your fault. That's where I see ownership coming in and meddling where they don't belong. I think that was the dumbest move. There were teams in the past that have been 1-4 at this point in time and still go on to make the playoffs. They can still make a playoff push. They got Adams, they still could make a playoff push. They would have been fine. Like, I still think they're going to be okay. I just think they would have been better off with Salah as a leader. I don't know. I didn't like it right now. If it was end of season and they were like 6-11, I would have been like, yeah, I agree. But right now, it's just too early. First month of the season, it's just too early.
Yeah, I completely agree. It was unexpected. It was very unexpected. I think firing your head coach 5 games in the season, it kills the team morale,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kills the whole vibe for the rest of the season. Because now it's like you kind of threw in the white flag. Because I don't think there's ever been a coach fired this early on and still make the playoffs.
Oh, the team? No, not this early. Never this early. Pierce
And
was obviously Josh McDaniels was fired, and the team I think made the playoffs with Pierce, right? Or were they close? They were like right there.
no, I think they were a game or two. Yeah, they
Then
didn't make the
they were
playoffs
like a
last year.
game off or something. But yeah, like that's like the exception. The only coaches to get fired this early have been like Urban Meyer.
Yeah, and that was
That was fair.
completely fair. Yeah.
This is just
Um,
one of those like stupid
yeah,
moves.
and I wouldn't even blame it
Why did you
on.
even know?
I wouldn't even blame it on Robert Sala though. Like
Mm-mm.
you, when do you see they showed on the broadcast Aaron Rodgers sitting by himself and Tyrod Taylor, the backup quarterback, talking to the wide receivers? What?
Rogers just isn't Rogers anymore.
He looks upset. Like he just looks like he's tired of football.
He's probably gonna retire sooner or later. I give him a year, maybe two. They're drafting a quarterback. I'm 100% sure
You
now that they are
you just
drafting a
have to
quarterback.
give up on the Rodgers era. Like, I know it's so early on,
Yeah,
but like he just brings nothing to the table for
he
you.
has his
Like
moments, but like he also has like against in the Patriots game, he had a lot of good moments in that game. But then he proceeded to play Brian Flores and get mollywopped.
yeah, and I don't want to say he brings nothing to the table. Like obviously it's Aaron Rodgers and he still has got the talent. He's slowed
Yeah,
down, but the biggest thing with Rodgers is he has zero connections with his receivers. Garrett Wilson, he has zero connections with. Alan Lazard is his best connection. Like they have
that's
no
so true.
chemistry out there.
Which is
And
what I think they're
yes,
gonna do. If they bring in Adams. I mean, but
yeah, like that's the best case scenario, and maybe the connection's still there, maybe the
we'll
chemistry.
see.
Um,
Hopefully, hopefully.
but yeah, you can also blame it on the offensive line, but it's still like it's it's to the point where Rodgers is just like not making the throws he needs to his receivers and not having that chemistry, and it feels like Rodgers has given up.
I kind of see it. I mean, I think Rodgers sticks next year, but like they draft a quarterback, and Rodgers goes until he's in.
Oh, if they draft a quarterback in the first round, you already know how it went with the
The Packers,
Packers. Yeah,
the full team.
he will not be happy.
I mean, probably second round guy then. I don't know. They're gonna do something to keep Rodgers happy, but also get a guy.
Yeah, you just you they're so focused on keeping Rodgers happy. It's kind of ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah, Garrett Wilson should be like he's a dog. So I don't know why you're not having a better season.
What I think it was this last. No, well, that's the thing. He had a great day last week. Like actually, like a great game. Or yeah, this past weekend. Um, so he's second in the league in receptions, 22nd in yards, and 23rd in touchdowns. That's not as good as it should be. The targets is fine. Everything else isn't. Um,
Yeah, on paper this team like is
I
good.
remember we looked so bad for that, by the way. Um,
Yeah, we should have knew the Jets aura is should have
fraud.
just brought it
Well, like
down.
the whole AFC East just looks bad for us right now. Well, outside of the Patriots, and then the Dolphins thing, we get a pass. Injuries you can't predict.
Yeah.
Which we said coming into the year, Tua might get hurt, and that will be what screws this up. So, I blame Tua.
And the
But
thing with the go ahead.
um, Garrett Wilson this past game, 13 receptions on 23 targets,
Oh, I know.
101 yards, and a touchdown. That's insane. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, Rogers loves to force it to Alan Lazard and Garrett Wilson. Where's Mike Williams? Like I know Mike Williams isn't like this special player, but you still got to throw it to him. You can't force it to Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard.
He did throw it to him. And you
He
know who
he
picked him off? Stephon
um
Gilmore.
Stephon Gilmore. Oh yes, I remember that throw. Yeah,
Brady, Manning, and Rodgers. And I think a couple others on there too, but that roster of getting a pick is crazy.
yeah, that is a crazy roster. But yeah,
I don't know. I think the whole
it's
thing's screwed. They're screwed. A lot of
yeah.
mismanagement at the upper level, the coaching level, and then just ownership level. I think I said to you off. I'm like, they just need to sell and move. I know it sounds so dumb, but I'm so over it at this point. Like, you need a whole thing reset.
If you're gonna fire Robert Sala, you should fire Nathaniel Hackett, but you can't because your quarterback will throw a hissy fit.
Because whoever else comes in won't let Rodgers do whatever he wants, and Rodgers doing whatever he wants clearly does not work. So it's just like, yeah, it's unlucky.
And that goes back to all his Super Bowls. Oh,
Apparently,
how many
Sully
Super?
wasn't even going to fire Hackett either. Did you
Yeah,
see that?
he.
He wasn't
Yeah,
going
I
to.
saw that.
And
But
then he got fired like an hour later. He got escorted out, didn't get to address the team, nothing, got full blindsided. And that's where I'm like, ownership is the issue with this Jets franchise.
yeah, that's messed up. You can't like be like, hey guys, I just got fired.
Hmm.
I'll be leaving the
They are
team.
probably down. When we do our predictions on our next episode, I will probably be picking against them. I don't even know who they play. I think it's the Bills.
Yeah,
I'll
that
pick the
sounds
Bills.
right. Um, but yeah, just awful management there. But I mean, we could talk a little bit about this Jets Vikings. We touched on the Jets a little.
Yeah, let's touch on the games. Let's move on to the games.
Um,
We did get to talk about the Thursday game, right? Or the did we?
yeah, we did, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure.
And if we did it, I'm
We
pretty
did.
sure
We
we
did it.
did.
We did. I remember now. Now, I mentioned it before we started. Look at the rushing.
Oh yeah, their offensive line cannot like. There's
Neither,
something up.
neither.
I don't know what is wrong with that offensive
Where's
line.
Brees? Brees Hall. Like, what are you doing? That's not what I meant to
I
click on.
think he was injured. No,
He has no excuses right now.
is he injured?
No.
Uh, oh no,
I can't
he's
even
not.
look at the Patriots game. It makes me so mad. It.
um,
Ugh. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, but I didn't really get to tune in for half this game. I was asleep. I think I told that actually. I was probably gonna. I was like, I'm gonna be asleep.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't get to watch this game as much. I got to tune in like the second half. I got to watch the Gilmore interception and everything. Just I don't know.
Well,
Minnesota
I
looks worse, and now we look stupid. Um,
yeah. This was Sam Darnold's worst game though
yeah,
of
it
his
was.
season.
Let's see. Who's
Um,
going?
he he forced it.
Yeah, continue.
He forced it to Justin Jefferson way too often, especially down the sideline. Which I mean, it's a bad thing, like forcing it to Jefferson, but
Hold on.
Jordan Addison didn't get the targets he would. I mean, he got 8, but
Yeah,
I,
6 for 14 and 3 for 8.
yeah,
They need their tight end back. And Aaron Jones. Them losing Aaron Jones probably didn't do them any favors at all.
yeah. Xavier Gibson, I think, was no, not Xavier Gibson. It was the Jets' second corner. He played great in this game. I forget his name.
I'm slacking right now. Actually, I
Um,
don't. Right now, I don't.
DJ Reed. He played really
Oh.
good.
Uh-huh.
He kept Jordan Addison in lock. This Jets defense isn't bad. Um,
They weren't to blame for this game.
yeah, it was
It was a
the
pick.
offense.
It was a pick six and a rushing touchdown with a fullback, which is wild. Um, Pick six, and then they had other interceptions, which helped them get 9 more points, which was just field goals, of course. But like, come on, Rodgers throwing 54 times. Here are my issues. Rodgers threw 54 times and only had 218 or 244 yards to show, but they only rushed 14 times in this game. So out of 68 total plays, you're only rushing 14 of them with
They just
about
gave up
3 minutes
on
left.
him.
They clearly gave up on the run, which was stupid because you were in a one possession game.
Well, they started throwing it. Actually, honestly, they threw it the whole game. Like they didn't just stop the run. They just didn't try to run the ball much either.
No,
Um,
I mean they just expected pass, which 100% probably deals with part of the sacks. And if Rodgers threw a pick, you got to bring in the run more. And he throws another one and still no run, and another one. You threw three and you're still not running the ball. Hackett should have been the one fired. He really should have, and it frustrates me that he wasn't.
I mean, that's Rodgers' best friend. You can't fire him.
So dumb. I would never want Rodgers.
Oh, I wouldn't either. Like I would rather take Zach Wilson this season.
No, 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 no,
A
no, no.
hundred percent. No.
Not that far. Not that far.
Okay, I'm not saying that. Like, yes, you are worse off then, but you'll get a draft pick. You'll get a higher draft pick. That's crazy to say. I'd rather take Zach Wilson right now, but I am so over the Rodgers hissy
Rodgers.
fit, just
Yeah,
giving up on the team, um, having horrible connections, chemistry with this
yeah.
wide receiver. Or, yeah, I don't know. Maybe not Zach Wilson because that's a crazy thing
If
to
I had
say.
one of your quarterbacks right now, I'd be feeling okay with over Rodgers.
I would be okay with Justin Fields or Russell Wilson over.
Not Russ, but Fields maybe right now. Fields is at least playing competent.
I mean, Wilson or yeah, Wilson might actually start next
He should
game.
not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'll talk about that during the
Yeah.
Steelers game. But
This is the topic I wanted to get into.
this is
No, hold on. Joe Burrow is having an MVP caliber season with the worst. He is having a Drew Brees season that Drew Brees gets those MVP type seasons, but has no defense. Every one of their games is one score games, and they lose by one score because the defense can't hold for crap. He sets it up
Yeah.
so the defense has to do something at the end. But he's still putting up like 38 points on the Ravens, and then his kicker or his the kick, like the guy who holds the kick, snuffs it, and so they lose the game.
But my problem is there you ran it 3 straight times. Why?
I
Why?
Yes, okay, I agree with you. So no, you as long as you agree none of this has been on Burrow outside of game one, then I'm with you.
Oh, I don't think it's on Burrow at like I still think Burrow is a high caliber quarterback.
Yeah,
It's their defense that can't do anything. Whenever you rush, whenever you blitz, you don't get to the quarterback at all. Like
yeah. They need to trade for somebody. I
I
think they need to
say,
trade for Crosby, which that
well, I mean, you just I don't want to say you give up on the defense, but like you just hold it out and hope for the best, and then try to make some moves in
I mean,
the
I think
off
you can
season.
probably make a smaller move. You do need a corner though. Like you have to make a move for a corner, especially now after the injuries. Like, mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a great game by Burrow and Lamar. Did you see that Lamar where he fumbled the snap
yeah.
and then he
Yeah.
ran around and made a throw? Oh my god,
Yeah,
for the
which
touchdown!
should not happen, by the way. That is a defensive disaster class, right?
It is, but it's also Lamar. It's also Lamar. Like
Yes, true.
no quarterback should be able to make that throw.
No, it's like
But
Aaron Donald.
then, yeah, those are the only two guys that should make that throw, and they do.
Now, I told
Um,
you about this the other day. Joe Burrow is my leading for MVP right now. Argue a wall. I don't care for the record. He's he's like top six in passing yards, first in passing touchdowns, and only behind like three or four quarterbacks in interceptions. And he
yeah,
has less interceptions than Mahomes, who's the current leader, by the way, beyond ridiculous, who's having a Daniel Jones and Patrick Mahomes are having way too similar of a season for my liking right now. Daniel Jones is having what Mahomes has with a better team. It's crazy. Like, I'm not saying anything like that, but look at
who
the
do you take, Daniel Jones or Mahomes for your future?
it depends. But like that's just gross that Mahomes is this close to Daniel Jones.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy that Mahomes is even considered for MVP.
Right now for me right now it's between like Burrow, Allen, Baker, and Jaden Daniels. That's it.
Okay,
That's the list.
yeah, and
Now,
Nico Collins. I would throw Nico Collins in there too.
until then.
I know a wide receiver can't win MVP,
Well,
but
Nico's hurt now. He's out for 4 weeks.
well,
He's out.
yeah,
Sucks. Man. Yeah, I don't know. Outside, like, I just think this was just no defense. Like, they just decided to just college football this thing and just continue on.
well,
Which
I mean
means that it's not the only game that happened this week.
the Ravens' offensive line is still a concern for me. Their defense got worse than last year.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if this team could win a Super Bowl.
No.
I I don't think this
I think
team.
both of these teams could with slight adjustments to certain positions. Ravens would be offensive line and defense, and then Bengals, it would just truly just be the defense. Like a corner and an edge rusher. Doesn't even have to be an elite guy. It could just be someone competent. So I can't see.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Let me.
Obviously, running it 3 times at the end of the game wasn't cool either. Like that to me, I think was my biggest bug. Is like, where's the throw? You have Chase and you have Higgins. Make a 5 yard throw. I think that was kind of an issue
Yeah.
for me. Um, Higgins had 14 targets. Chase, wow. They got to find a way. They either this offseason they have to decide if they want to keep Higgins or if they want to go after some like defensive
You
talent.
got to go after defensive guys. It's easy to draft a wide receiver
It is.
and hit
Well,
hit on them.
The thing
It's
is,
harder to get a good.
top three pick, and they're projected the top corner. In my opinion, who's the top true corner? But hey, everybody hates me for that one, so it's fine.
Who's your number one corner?
Will Johnson, 100%. He plays at the highest level. He's getting pick sixes almost every week. Travis is
Yeah,
insane, but Will plays at a higher level. They're both
and
good. They're competent.
Travis will probably be a wide receiver going into
No,
the
no,
NFL.
no, 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 no,
He won't be.
no, no, no.
Oh,
Fuck no. Please no. Like he'd be stupid to think to do that. Actually, he is such a better corner on film. Like from what I've watched already, like it's insane. Um, he run obviously he runs routes great. Cool. That benefits you as a corner. And wide receivers and corners are getting closer and closer in pay. Like slowly but surely, I think when we see Sauce Gardner get his contract, he'll start hitting that wide receiver number. And so I think Travis would be smart to pick corner and then also play wide receiver packages at times. So like, I'm not saying he goes full, but I'm saying he still should play some wide receiver, but like stick to corner. You're better at it.
yeah. Yeah. Dude, Derrick Henry has not fallen off
No, he hasn't.
like I thought he was.
We thought he'd dip a little bit. Yeah, no, he looks
He's still
great.
there. Oh, this game. I loved watching this game.
I didn't watch this. What? Donnie Mitchell threw a pass but can't catch? No, I guess he could catch this game.
um.
Pittman, Pittman sold
So,
my bag this week.
what?
Pittman sold my bag this week on a bet, and I'm so upset. I mean, he got hurt, so like I'm gonna cut some slack. But like he's out for 4 games probably. By the way, apparently he might go to
Uh,
IR.
um. But this game right here.
Hmm.
So it was 20-10, and going into the fourth, I thought, okay, Colts defense got to step up if they want to win. And then Joe Flacco turned up and he rushed the ball. He threw the ball, looked like a MVP in that fourth quarter. Basically, this game in a summary is Colts score, um, Jaguars score, and then Colts score again, and then Jaguars. The Colts defense got to stop, and then one possession game, and then they tied it, and then scored again, and Colts defense couldn't stop them. It was just a flip flop game. Like they would score very quickly too, and
Yeah,
Jags won. They got it tied, and then just couldn't stop Jaguars.
which like okay, I'm looking at positives because obviously I didn't get to watch it. I think ETN's hurt, by the way. That's why Bigsby's getting so much work, guys. So please
Dude,
don't overreact.
these 2 weeks, I think Bisbee has been a dog.
I'm just glad I have him in Dynasty. When I have ETN everywhere, and every league I have ETN, I always got Bigsby, just for the just in case factors, and like I'm fine. So, but pros and cons. Running game, pro. Trevor Lawrence was a pro. No sacks in this game, also a pro. Brian Thomas Jr. Let's look at the stats overall this season. Huge pro. I really wish the Patriots traded up for him, but I still think we got a dog. Um, there are just a lot of pros for this Jags team this week. Defense could step up. Obviously, they just everybody knows they need help. Um, let's see. As for the Colts, they look better with Flacco than Richardson. Wrong to say.
I fear it's not. Um,
3 touchdowns, no picks. He got sacked 4 times, which is an O-line issue. Partially maybe on him, partially not. Um, Run game was obviously lacking. I think they win this game with Taylor, but they didn't have him.
oh,
Pierce,
they should have won this game
they probably
if the
should have.
defense just stepped up.
Oh, I know another game like that this week too.
Like the linebackers are a big issue in
Yeah,
India.
I noticed that with a lot of teams right now.
Yeah, because there's just not that many great linebackers in the
They got
league.
small. so they could guard, and so now they're not being able to tackle. Pearson is
And
this deep ball machine, though. By the way, it's kind
oh
of
yeah, Alex Pierce could be wide receiver one and on the Colts now.
yeah. And now with Pittman out, you need Downs and Mitchell. You especially need your rookie to step up, but Downs and Mitchell. Downs is obviously your slot guy. He's going to take the dirty work, but then Mitchell's got to step up on the outside with Pittman out.
Yeah.
Which Pittman, did you see the route where he fell? I
Um.
got to see that. It made me laugh.
No, I did not.
Dang. Um, yeah, no, I didn't get to really watch this game as much because I was stuck watching Pure Torture, and I think that's the next game. Yeah,
I saw a
Torture.
meme. I sent it to you. Uh, hold up.
Oh my! For those on everything but YouTube, you see me wiping my eyes right now because this game actually hurt my head. Okay, first positive. Positive note. I've always been told to start with a positive note. Drake May is now our starting quarterback. Now the negatives. Why didn't Drake May play this week? You're playing a terrible Dolphins team. Where's Drake May in this game? Tyler Huntley out threw Jacoby Brissett. I can't believe I said that. Who threw an interception. Brissett just didn't do anything. Brissett got sacked less times than Huntley did, but he had a higher pressure rate. Stevenson looked great. Gibson looked great. Their run game just ate through us. Obviously, Achane might be out for a while. They just went through us in the run game, which wasn't okay. As for the pass game, I mean, they have Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle. So, I kind of added them together. So, like, I expect a little more out of that. We didn't allow a touchdown. Positive. Um, by the way, Polk had a touchdown, and I stand by that. That is the dumbest rule. Did you see it?
No, I let you watch this game because I didn't want to torture
Okay,
myself.
I'm pulling it up.
Um, I think the big problem with the Dolphins is they have a quarterback that cannot learn their system.
No.
Like their system is so in depth and very, very difficult to learn that it's hard for a quarterback to learn it. And I don't think Jalen Wright or Tyler Huntley really knows that offense. And he's just not good.
Really? It was
but
literally it was a toe tap. Hold on. It'll pull up. It's gonna make me do an ad. That sucks. We're not sponsored.
um,
I could just pull it up.
but yeah, it's just and I don't blame Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle because
Huntley.
you have Tyler Huntley at quarterback.
Yeah.
Um,
So if it'll show. I want you to see. Do you think this is a touchdown? Do you think this rule needs to be changed? I think this rule needs to be changed because it's outdated. There's no difference between this and everything else. I think he's a dog though. Like there it is. I'm just gonna pull. ESPN, are you gonna work? Look, come on, work with me here. For those on everything but YouTube, I apologize. This thing. Why are we getting ads? Come on, dog. Let's try to do this with no ads.
yeah,
Is it showing at all or is it lagging? You good?
yeah, I was just looking at the
I just
touchdown on my.
yeah. I'm gonna pull it up for those on YouTube for the visual side of things. Um, I just don't. This should be a touchdown. I know I'm biased, guys. Like, I'm very aware, but like this is such a stupid rule. Even Dolphins fans after the game were like, that shouldn't be a thing. Like here we go. Looking at this in game, pulling up full screen on YouTube. That's a touchdown. 100% to me, that's a touchdown.
Why wasn't
I
it a touchdown?
Why wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know the ruling about back of the foot?
Oh.
It's such a stupid rule. Like, look at this. Toe. He gets his toe down. That's where I call touchdown. The toe is down inbounds. But because he's going out his backside, it's not a touchdown. If he was facing the other way, it's a touchdown. That
I
is where
mean,
I'm like, that is a stupid rule. Correct
I
call.
I
Correct
get the
call.
rule.
I,
I I
yeah.
I get it. I understand the rule there, but it's also like he had his foot down.
If his foot's in bounds, it's a touchdown. Um, I'm going to say though, okay, it was a correct call. So I'm not upset at the ref. I'm upset at the league for it existing. Um, Also, did you see this disaster class of special teams?
Didn't they block a punt?
We blocked a punt, blocked like two field goals. It was insane. Um, we're obviously hurt on defense and everything.
Well,
Gonzalez looked phenomenal in this game. He kind of did have two interceptions. Like it should have been another interception. Um, we didn't get to the quarterback as much as I would have liked. Where's Keon White? Did he even? Yeah, he didn't even get a sack. He's not recording like how I was hoping he would this week. He actually had one in the end zone, and then Tyreek Hill had to turn into a DB, by the way, like with the interception. So, like, I'm just frustrated. I'm just glad Drake May's playing. It's gonna be May, guys. It's gonna be May. He's probably gonna get
yeah.
killed against this Texans team, but like, I'm just happy he's playing. It's so much better. Like,
If I'm a Patriots fan, I don't care how if y'all lose by 120. I just want to see good football from Drake May.
which like, I'm gonna give him 3 weeks at least, like every other quarterback, because it took every rookie quarterback this year at least 3 weeks to throw a touchdown pass. So,
And he's
hmm,
and he's on the Patriots too.
yeah, we have a like the only issue I truly see with this Patriots team right now is the offensive line. The wide receivers, I have no quarrels with our wide receiver core. Obviously, Bourne's coming back from injury, so he's going to take a minute. But then Douglas looked good in this game. He got separation. He caught his passes. Booty, he started. He had a key block on our touchdown, and he was making good catches. Henry, of course, always solid, and Polk had a touchdown. Didn't count, but it was a touchdown. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't have much more on this game. Um, yeah,
yeah. Moving on to this game, Deshaun Watson gave up on his team during this game. They were going for it on fourth down, and then Deshaun Watson literally ran off the field and basically refused to go for it on fourth down. Um, and he's still starting next week. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that he's starting.
Browns fans from TikTok. I hope y'all are still watching. What was that about, y'all? Like hating on me for my Browns take again?
Yeah,
Like y'all went after me, and guaranteed at the time it was valid. But now looking back, I'm just saying, come on, like you gotta at least come back and be like, all right, fair enough. Deshaun Watson and Josh Allen sold my parlay too. Sold another parlay. You can't even throw for 150 yards in a football game. What? 4 quarters of football, you can't even average like enough to throw for 150 yards? Are you
I
kidding
don't
me?
think Deshaun Watson has thrown over 200 yards this year.
He has. Every other game, he's thrown over. No, he's thrown over 150 yards every other game. I think it is. Let's look at the game log. ESPN, love you so much, buddy.
Yeah,
No,
he's
he
never.
hasn't.
He's not.
He hasn't thrown over 200 yards. But he's thrown over 150 yards every week. So,
And and,
and the betting odds was minus 900.
and
Okay,
you play
it
the.
was literally me adding this to the parlay to go. Yeah, this will just make it a little more free and a little more money. Nope, psych. It's
The
sold.
thing is, too, you play Dallas's defense, not good. You play the Commanders' defense, one of the worst in the league. You play the Jaguars, not very good. You play all these defenses that are not good,
And you're not very
and
good.
you can't
When's this
perform,
usually end by week 7 or week 8?
dude. I don't know at this point. Like by now, you should have been like you should realize, okay, Deshaun Watson cannot win a football game.
I
Um,
think Winston will be starting by like week 8. He might like come in during one of these games full on.
I mean, Kevin Stefanski said we're not benching him next week. Like he's our starter. I mean, and he's a captain. He's a captain too. Like I don't understand how you can be okay with Deshaun Watson playing this poor and then expect to win football games. You just cannot expect that.
100%'s a captain for the Patriots too.
Um, and he legit gave up on his team halfway through the game,
Yeah.
and you're still going to be like, yep, he's our guy.
No. No thanks.
I
Yeah.
think
Only. Oh man. Jerry Judy was doing so good this season too, and then this week happened, and he just didn't do anything. It was just a.
I can't even look at like anything else but Deshaun on that offense because I don't know what this offense could really be with a okay quarterback.
Yeah, and the thing is, this Commanders or this Browns defense is good. Like, and they still put up 34. Like, the run game was killed for the most part in this game. Guaranteed, Brian Robinson's hurt. The
Yeah.
run game overall was pretty killed outside of Jaden just being Jaden. It's like there's a
Jaden
lot.
is
He's rookie of the year. I think that's
he
fair.
is great. Yeah, 100%. Like if he keeps this up, like 100%.
Commanders should
Um,
feel good. I think all three teams at the top should feel good though. I'm being biased right now, of course, but I think they should all feel good.
yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get to watch this game, unfortunately. I just got to see highlights and stuff. I didn't even go back.
Basically, Deshaun took sacks, threw bad throws. Jaden Daniels played Jaden Daniels football.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Um. Yeah. Moving. Now this game, Josh freaking Allen, buddy. 175 yards is all I needed out of you today, and you couldn't even throw 10 completions.
Josh Allen struggled.
You had an Anthony Richardson day. That's what I'm gonna start calling that. The Anthony Richardson days. Um.
Okay, now you can't say all that. You would see at least one interception there.
Rude.
It just his receivers, Josh Allen's receivers, like aren't.
He didn't have Shakir in this game.
Yeah.
I think that was a huge hurt.
You need one of the receivers to step up.
They're not using Coleman correctly though. That's another issue. And Steve Smith talked about it actually. I was watching it. They don't use Coleman how Coleman should be used all the time. Get him the ball early. Let him make plays downfield.
Yeah, I mean this Texans defense really stepped up and stopped Josh Allen through the first half, and then they just ran. They
Yeah.
ran
Which of course
the
Nico
ball.
got hurt, which is a worry. Did you see the injury report for the Texans? It's literally 2 pages long, and one of them is basically all non-participants. This Texans team is 4-1 with like the injury report they have. If they get healthy,
I
I
mean,
feel good about my take.
C.J. Stroud has never heard of the sophomore slump.
No, you're jinxing him right now. But Stroud is a dog. All right, like I'm not putting him. He's not. I guess he was my MVP pick, but like, yeah, he's gonna have another good week this weekend though. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Diggs also stepped up in Nico's absence. Tank Dell looks about what I expected Tank Dell to look like in the league. Xavier Hutchinson, once Nico went out, made a few plays. I expect to see him this next week, maybe the week after. Um,
But
this Texans
what
team
I
does need to win game.
what I really want to talk about is the end game for the Bills.
Oh yeah,
They threw it 3 straight times.
yeah, they threw the game away.
Like literally threw the game away. All you needed to do was run the ball, and then they wouldn't have time to get down the field. To be fair, they did allow a punt return to get in field goal range. So
I don't care. There's no excuses.
I mean
There's
that is
Coleman's
fair.
honestly
That
not
is
a
fair.
fair coach.
You shouldn't have thrown the ball. Maybe if you wanted to get aggressive, run the ball the first play. Take some time off and then throw the ball.
Yes.
You cannot throw it 3 straight times.
Imagine you run that ball twice. There's no clock. Goes to overtime. Gives you a chance. this team could be 4-1, and this team could be 3-2. There's a coaching issue up there, and I've been saying that for a while, but nobody likes to adhere to it.
I mean, I think Sean McDermott's doing fine. I understand. I understand because it's Josh Allen. I understand. Like I get where he's coming from, but I don't agree with throwing the ball. Like if you want to throw it twice, I get it.
He had 9 completions on the day. Josh Allen did right at that point. So that
But it's Josh Allen.
no, I don't care. He's 9 for 27, and you're throwing the ball still. You got to have a little
But
bit of mental math there. He completes a third of his throws. You're assuming he completes one of those throws for at least 10 yards. No, don't expect that. Go
but
for
you got to have
like
confidence in your quarterback.
you have
Still,
to have
like I
confidence. You also have to have competence as a head coach.
yeah, but Josh Allen, like if you give the ball to Josh Allen, like I trust him. I fully trust him, and I've trusted. I
Josh,
trusted when they threw it, but he just did not make anything out of it.
well,
It was just a rough day for Allen,
yeah, it was a really bad day for Allen. I mean, this
and,
Houston
and
team is
his
legit, but
and his receivers just aren't doing anything.
um,
Um, and they
I mean,
need to do
if he had
something.
Shakir, I think they probably have a chance. But I also think if this Texans team's fully healthy, they win anyway.
Yeah,
My hopes and dreams did not happen. Bryce Young did look good when he came in, though. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't care. I don't care if it was against backups or not. Bryce Young actually looked kind of solid.
yeah. After the 27-7 at halftime, I focused on other games.
Fair. Chuba Hubbard. No way. No freaking way. Hold on. Hold the freaking phone. Did I talk to you about this kid at all this offseason?
No,
Oh,
I
I
don't.
would be so
Maybe.
happy. He was my sleeper. He was my Puka for this draft. I thought this kid was going to be nuts because the film, he looks insane, like absolutely wild. Um, which he actually obviously had a good day. Um, Deontay Johnson slumped, which you can say to the corners of Chicago is expected. Xavier Legette got hurt, I believe, right? No, he's fine. Okay, he walked it off. Um, yeah, I just can't believe Coker was the one who did something. That is so crazy. It made me a little weak for this football week. Caleb Williams looks awesome. I think he has more 300-yard passing games than Fields does during Fields' time in Chicago. No,
He might.
I think I saw that spot somewhere.
Yeah. Um, I think Caleb's fine. I'm not worried for Caleb. DeAndre Swift running game, it was good. Like it was just a crappy team versus a decent team, and
Yeah.
the decent team destroyed the awful team. So I expected nothing less. DJ Moore looked happier.
Oh,
Um,
oh my goodness.
he made a little joke. Did you see it? Where he was like, Caleb Williams has been more bossy lately. And people took it like as legit, but he was like, I'm joking, I'm joking. Like it was a joke. Um,
Wow. Chuba Hubbard looked good. I'm trying to just look for positives in this Panthers team. Chuba Hubbard looked good. I expect Bryce Young, by the way, back starting within a couple weeks. Who do they play this week? Falcons home. I expect Bryce in by halftime. From
eh,
late halftime. Bryce is going to come back. I fully expect it. I think he has the chance to elevate the offense more than Andy Dalton does, but Andy Dalton just knows how to game manage better.
yeah.
Sophomore slump, which was expected for Bryce considering how bad this team is. They are just as
But
bad as
but you but I have to see more. Like through those first 3 weeks, he was not seeing down the field at all. He wasn't playing very well. His accuracy, it was just some issues that I like.
like his 2 games that he played. He didn't throw a single touchdown, and obviously clearly wasn't
And
good.
those picks were bad.
It was really just all bad around. I think there's a lot going into why he wasn't doing good. Obviously, bad decision making. There's a lot of everything. Wide receivers weren't stepping up in the first couple weeks either. O line looks okay now. Like they looked like they finally gelled as an O line. So this is his best little statistical moment was this game. So I just hope he does good. I'm cheering for him always. Um, Someone
Yeah.
I'm definitely cheering for, who had a freaking nope, wrong game. Who had a
Bo
freaking game.
Nix. Bo
Bo
Nix.
freaking Nix.
Bo leave.
I'm not gonna call him what Jack calls him, but Bo freaking Nix.
What is Jack called?
Nope, not on the podcast.
You gotta say it now. You gotta.
I'll text it to you.
I'll say it if it's not too crazy. I. Oh yeah. No, not gonna say it on this.
Not on the podcast. I've heard him say it once, maybe twice now.
I respect the name though.
I do too. Um, Bo is looking like someone said like a mobile Drew Brees, which is wild by the way, but he looks like a like
Who's
good.
did Sean Payton say that? Did Sean Payton say that?
He said he's getting through his Ferris Bueller slump. I do have some issues with this Broncos team. I think they need more playmakers. And something I did want to bring up is they could be 6-2 in 3 weeks. If you want to, I'll show you their schedule. I know we're talking about the games, but like, look at their schedule. Outside of the Chargers game, they're at home. That's a winnable game. Then the Saints are coming in with Spencer Rattler. That should be a win. And then they play the Panthers again. Should be a win. They could be 6-2 in 3
This
weeks.
defense needs to keep the consistency up. Bo Nix keep playing like he's playing.
They need a weapon. That's where I have an issue right now because they need
Yeah.
another weapon. Which Franklin looks to start be stepping up. Cortland looks solid. Javonte Williams, have yourself a freaking day. Thank you for finally coming to play. Um, yeah, they just need some weapons. This Raiders team's screwed. Send over like a second round pick, or not a second round pick. Send over Devontae Adams for Russell Wilson and a second round pick or something right now. Like y'all need a quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, you just. I hate to say this, but like, just get through the season and draft a quarterback.
I agree. I don't disagree with you. It's just, which is where I kind of sat with them to season starter. Like I remember we were off on them because like, come on, Raiders.
Yeah.
And they don't look good. Aiden O'Connell's gonna be starting next week. I'm curious to see how that goes. I actually like O'Connell a lot more for some reason. I think it's because I have him in fantasy football, but yeah,
And
I
yeah, Aiden O'Connell is just better than Gardner Minshew, and he's younger, so you could see a lot more out of him.
you have some chance. And then the
I,
Raiders don't have a run game, and
I mean,
the passing game's lacking without Adams. But Bowers stepped up, and Jacoby Myers, dude, I miss him so much.
yeah. I mean, the Raiders quarterback situation's like a QB 34 and QB 35. It's like,
Yeah, it's like the Steelers, but like worse.
yeah. That's I was gonna compare them.
Two competent quarterbacks versus two not competent quarterbacks. Well, I'm gonna give O'Connell a minute, but like one not competent and one maybe competent quarterback. Um, yeah. No, but for real though, like this Broncos team, I like what I'm seeing out of this team. Again, I need another playmaker for this offense. Little Jordan Humphrey,
Yeah.
former Patriot, um, should not be your number one guy. It should be Sutton or Franklin. They need a tight end though, which I heard they might trade for Pitts. If they're 6-3 or 6-2, I'm calling for Pitts or something. I don't know if Pitts is available. Apparently that was available
Yeah.
last week. I'd
I mean,
at that point.
Cortland Sutton for Pitts, I would take that.
Not that though. You need a tight end, and I'd be sending picks.
I mean, yes, but like, if the Falcons want Cortland Sutton, I would.
I might do it. I might.
Because like, what has Cortland Sutton done this season?
He's been their top receiver and their only receiver all season long.
Well, okay, like, has he been a number one guy though?
I mean, he's been
No.
their number one guy, but no. But they also didn't look. If you looked at last week when they was it last week, whatever week he threw for 60 yards, um, Bo Nix did.
Oh yeah, it was
All of
last
his
week.
all of his stuff went to Sutton. Sutton is the wide receiver core. So that's where I have an issue with getting rid of Sutton. They just need a number two, which honestly they could draft high this next year.
Yeah.
Maybe they go for Tez Johnson, which is, by the way, Bo Nix's like brother. If you heard that whole story, they like adopted him and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um, yeah, so like that'd be kind of cool. The guy out of Oregon, another Oregon guy. It's funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Before we get in these 4 o'clock game,
yeah,
this Sunday was my brother's birthday, so we went out and eat during these games.
yeah. So
So
you got
did
to get
not
him.
really catch him.
I got to get him. Okay, so
Okay, awesome.
okay, Purdy didn't look good. I love saying that. Kyler, Kyler looked good from what I saw. This 49ers team doesn't know how to keep a lead, save their lives right now. There's defensive issues. The offense. Brandon Ayuk finally shows up in a game and everybody else forgets how to play football. It's really showing that they're missing Christian McCaffrey. Like I know
It
Jordan Mason, I think
hundred
he's
percent.
great. I think he's great, but it's showing that they're missing McCaffrey. Well, let's see. Let's see. Michael Wilson was top wide receiver for this team this week, and he looked good. I liked him this in the draft the year before. McBride looked good. Marvin Harrison didn't do much, but he did what he was supposed to. Could have caught a few more passes, but did what he was supposed to. Cardinals team just kind of did what everybody did what they were supposed to for this Cardinals team. I would love to see more rushes out of this team though, like more positive rushes from more guys instead of just James Conner and Kyler. Like where's Trey Benson? I remember everybody drafted him in fantasy, thinking he was going to come in and replace Connor. Worried about that a little bit. Jordan Mason, again, you're just missing CMC, which you shouldn't need 17 superstars for a team to work. That kind of attests to some quarterback play, who threw 2 picks in this game against a not so great Cardinals defense. Um, San Fran also couldn't score after half, as you can see on the score sheet. For those on, I kind of forget we're doing not just YouTube. So for those on, what is that, Spotify and Apple and everything else, San Fran didn't score after half. So there's a huge issue there. And the defense didn't look good. Like this Niners team has just a lot more holes, and didn't we expect that with how bad their draft was? Like we thought they had a bad draft, right? Like they
Yeah, yeah, we
um
kind of expected it from him.
yeah. Let's pull up next game because you said you didn't get to watch these. This Rams team, we're expecting this out of this Rams team. I'm not blaming Stafford. I'm blaming the fact that all of his wide receivers are gone. Love didn't even really have that great of a day. He had a good day though. Not great, but good. Jacobs had a solid day. Kyron Williams, of course, looked good. Blake Corum is getting looked finally. Like, oh my goodness, I think I talked to you about this a lot and before season or maybe like not on the podcast, but I was like, I need Blake Corum to come in because yeah,
Yeah,
Tucker Kraft had a day though for tight ends. He's like third tight end right now. He
dude,
has
I think
somehow
Tucker Craft is taking over. What's his name?
guy who's in trouble right
Um,
now.
their tight end one.
Oh yeah, he's probably tight end one now. Who was it that got in trouble though for the team? The wide receiver drafted fourth round. Been in for a
Um.
week. Not Christian Watson, but the other guy in that draft.
Oh.
Casual. I can lift everything about him, but his name.
Um. Oh. Oh my gosh, dude! I know who you're talking about. I just
This is
cannot get
not
it.
loading, right? This is not working. Hold on. Reed, are you gonna be able to tell me anything? Dobbs. There we go. Thank you, Reed.
Just
I really needed that.
Joshua Dobbs. Yes.
Yeah. Rom- Not Joshua Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs.
Rummy. Yeah. Oh yeah, Josh.
He's the quarterback, the astronaut man. No, but yeah, I think he's taken Dobbs's role, which looks great. Looks very efficient. I could see Dobbs being shopped for this team, like a team that needs a wide receiver. I could see them maybe sending Dobbs somewhere else just so that Dobbs gets happy. You have Wicks taking over the role too, and of course, you're without Christian Watson because he got hurt. But like with Reed, Wicks, and Watson, you're okay.
But Watson isn't like he isn't really doing much.
When he
Like,
gets in the game, he makes a play and gets hurt. He's too injury prone, which was what I thought when he came out. I don't know.
yeah.
This Rams team, Whittington looks like the wide receiver one while they're without their top two boys. Man, Whittington went for 7 receptions, 7 receptions, 89 yards, and 10 targets. He looked like their one. He's the rookie out of Texas. He was drafted 7th round. Let me see.
Mm.
Yeah. By the way, Seattle is the top team in the NFC West, which if you told somebody before the season that, they'd call you an idiot. So that's wild to me. This Packers team, I think you're just seeing Jordan Love come back from an injury, so he's still coming back and just taking his time. I also don't think that this Rams defense is that bad either. It's just the offense can't do anything, so that sucks. Xavier McKinney has had an interception every game this year, so a little fun fact.
Yeah, and the edge rushers for they cannot get to the quarterback.
No, I
The
mean they
Packers
got.
can't.
I mean they got it 3 times, but like it's
But
against
like,
backup Rams line. Like there's no.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're playing a preseason Rams team right now with Stafford.
With Stafford and Kyron, and that's pretty much it. It's wild. Yeah, no, but Jordan, seriously, like he looks better and better every week. He's not going to win MVP, but this Packers team, I like him. Okay, okay. Did you get to watch this at all? Did you get to watch the play on the
No,
blocked punt or the blocked field goal?
no, I
It's
did
funny
not.
because you know how you can't hold down people on the line when you're doing
Yeah,
a field goal. The the defender for the Giants held the guy down. The other guy jumped over him. Both illegal, by the way. I'm pretty sure now. And then they returned it for a touchdown. So this game, the Seahawks should have been able to tie it, and they should be 4-1. Yeah. Let's see, receiving wise, Slayton stepped up with them not having neighbors, which was awesome. Tracy looks like a running back one for this team, which is so good because I was worried about the run game without Saquon. Um, let's see what else. How is Lockett your wide receiver one? I don't know. This Giants team really isn't that horrible. They're just not great. Gino didn't really have a great day. He just kind of threw the ball around. Which sounds so dumb. Which him having 4 carries for 72 yards is insanely ridiculous. They just didn't have a run game because you can thank that Giants defense.
yeah.
More fumbles. Goodness.
Devin Singletary for the Jet or for the Giants just is not the answer. I mean,
Tracy should be RB1 now.
yeah,
I'd pick him up in fantasy if he's somehow still available. No, but just apparently Thibodeau's out, by the way, as well. Just point out the injuries that I remember. Um, yeah. If I'm the Giants though, like this season, it's kind of like I don't know where I'd feel. I'd be happy that we're winning, but at the same time, like we need a quarterback. You need a lot of things, not just a quarterback, but like we need a quarterback. Jones isn't really
yeah.
having that good bad of a year though. Like overall, he's having, statistically speaking, not the worst year in the world. Like I wouldn't be that mad. By the way, if this Bengals team loses to this Giants team, their coach, I will start agreeing with you that Zach Taylor should be fired.
Zach Taylor has not been a good coach for years. During the Super Bowl, he wasn't like. Yeah, it's just bad.
My friend sent me a meme of Drake May's first snap. He usually sends me football stuff, and I thought it was something important, so I was like, "Uh oh." It's like, who got hurt? But it was just a meme. I'll send it to you after. It's so funny.
I
Um,
did catch this game though.
oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
By the way, you shouldn't have freaking lost. This wasn't on Fields at all. This is on play calling and offensive
Oh,
line.
100%. The play calling is poor. Like
Who was
I
it?
don't. It's just so bad over in Pittsburgh. It's not even funny.
Defense
Um,
isn't doing squat either. By the way, I'm a little.
you know why?
Diggs.
his snap count is at an all time low. It's like,
Oh
why
yeah.
is Pickens? I don't know. Uh, Arthur Smith loves his backups. He loves thinking it's the preseason.
Well,
I don't.
see, I warned you with this too, dog. I did. I was like, it's not gonna be good. The fact that Fields only threw for 131 yards is insane. Y'all's overall yards, keeping it this close is wild. Things considered, considering they had 400 yards compared to y'all's 200. Your defense was phenomenal in this game. Just the play calling was not.
Yeah, our defensive play calling's bad. Like I don't like if we had a better play caller than Terrell Austin, I think this defense would be the best in the league, and it still is one of the best in the league. But it would be better. Um,
You're doing bad. Of course, Jalen
it's
Colbert ate y'all up though.
yeah, we can't stop the run. Sadly,
You can't stop the run or the pass.
well, Alex Highsmith is out, so but Nick Herbig he got injured, which he's a star.
Tackle.
Who else? Oh, Elandon Roberts is a dog. He's a beast. Like our defense is not concerning at all. Like the play calling is the big thing for the Steelers and allowing big plays. And I saw someone on Twitter said like in the past 17 games, Mitchell Fitzpatrick's stats like zero forced fumbles, zero interceptions,
Has he dropped?
and what?
Has he just dropped off a cliff or what?
No, no, it's the play calling. So the Steelers,
Mm-hmm.
they play Mitchell Fitzpatrick deep. Like he wants to play up closer, but they force him to play deeper because we allow so many big plays.
Oh,
So,
safeties.
but the thing is, if you actually watch these games,
Mhm.
Mitchell Fitzpatrick is still at the ball. Like not as much as he usually is, but because they're playing deeper coverage. So they're trying to stop the big plays. So that's allowing teams to run more yards on us. Um, so we can't really find that middle ground on defense. And it's not the players. It's not the players. It's Terrell Austin. Whenever we had Brian Flores, we should have fired Terrell Austin and put Brian Flores. But you know, Mike Tomlin. Oh, let me rant about Mike Tomlin for a minute.
I'll let you. I'll let you.
I like Mike Tomlin. I've always loved Mike Tomlin, and I've always defended Mike Tomlin with everything. I still think he's a great coach. I think he creates stars like no other,
Yeah.
like Pickens, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward. I could keep going forever. But the thing is, he does not like to go outside of his comfort zone. Like he wants to keep that very simple offense and just like an old timey offense. And that's just not where the NFL is.
Yeah. It's that
And
Bill
and
Belichick mentality, which he shouldn't even have. The Bill Belichick.
and, and that's why they hired Arthur Smith, because Arthur Smith, of course, loved what Mike Tomlin was doing, and he was like, "Oh yes, this is the guy." I don't know why I convinced myself otherwise that
Why?
Mike that Arthur Smith was going to do something special, and it's just so bad. Like I don't want Mike Tomlin to get fired. Like I'm not saying that. I just wish he'd get outside of his comfort zone. But this offense, Justin Fields isn't the problem. I still think he's playing all right football. He's not playing as good as he was
Yeah.
through the first
He's
3
a
weeks.
solution, but he's not a problem either.
Najee Harris will be gone. He is not.
Only competent runner, though. He's your only competent runner.
This man is not fast at all.
I'm aware, but like he's the only guy competent enough right now.
I think Jalen Warren, when he gets back healthy, Jalen Warren is a dog. Jalen Warren. I said this last year. I said this last year. Jalen Warren and Najee Harris are on the same playing field for me, which might be a crazy statement, but everything Najee Harris does, Jalen Warren can do it the same or even better.
Fair. Um,
And
yeah.
and we can't allow Van Jefferson to be our wide receiver too. In what world did we think Van Jefferson was going to be our wide receiver too, and we were going to be okay?
Keep in mind, you're supposed to have Roman Wilson. You're supposed to have this other guy. You're supposed to have all these people, and they're just not.
Yes, like Roman Wilson, I believe he's playing next week. And we just can't not allow George Pickens not to be on the field. Like, what are we doing?
He should be on the field every single play. I don't care if he's throwing fit.
He should be playing.
He's a diva. You drafted him. You knew he was a diva. You should expect him to be a diva.
He is, but I would be doing the same thing. Or okay, I wouldn't be, but like, did you see his face paint or not his face paint, but
Something about kill or something.
no, it said open.
It's effing open, yeah.
Yeah, open. Yeah, and Mike Tomlin said, "Oh, I didn't even see that." How do you not see that, Mike Tomlin? Like, you're the head coach. Like, he didn't even notice that that's what he's wearing.
He's available for trade. The Patriots take him, and we actually have a wide receiver one beside. Yeah, that'd be so great. So, would y'all like to get rid of your divas after keeping him for 4 years? Okay, I did want to point something out funny from this game. Dak Prescott is the only I believe the only quarterback in history to throw a touchdown one day and another touchdown the next day.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
I think it's pretty funny. No, I really do think this team has potential. There's just
Yeah, I thought that this offense was progressing for the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then, you know how many? He only played 60% of the snaps this game.
That's not okay. Unless he's hurt. Which hold on, how's
No, he's perfectly fine. Like, I think Mike Tomlin might be on. He might get a little drunk before games. I think.
You think?
I mean, and Arthur Smith, they might go to the bar before games and just like, let's drink. I don't know, dude. It's just I've been holding this in for days. You can clearly see.
You started off 3-0, and then you're also in one-score games too, so it's not like it's like far off.
I wasn't worried about this game.
You had no reason to be. There was no reason to be worried about this game, and now y'all are, which is so ridiculous.
I mean, Justin Fields did miss throws. Like, there were open guys he could have thrown to.
Yeah,
but, like,
he missed 12 throws. But, like, at the same time, you don't have a wide receiver of competence.
Yeah, and our play calling is...
Cowboys defense.
I could call plays because how simple this offense is.
It kind of is, though. Like, you should be running up the middle with Najee or doing... Like, there should be a lot more read options.
This is literally what we do. I could tell you our 3-down play.
He's so big for this offense, and it's not. Because that's what Arthur Smith excelled at when he was like...
Yes.
Was play action, and he's not doing it at all.
Well, I mean, Broderick Jones is a joke.
Well, yeah.
But this is what we do.
Yeah.
Run, and then play action, and then we run the ball or throw the ball on third down. Like, it's just like a very simple, basic, like, there's no... Hold up. I want to see where we rank in motion, because there's no way it's...
By the way, the Cowboys have not won a game at home this year. I find that very interesting. Let me pull up the next game, too, as well.
Yeah, I just had to go on a little rant there.
You're fine. I didn't watch this game. I'm just going to level with you. I just saw that Juju had a day.
Yeah.
What is y'all's pressure rate, though? I'm curious.
Pressure rate?
They're not pressure rate. Motion rate.
I can't... For some reason, I cannot find it. I mean, it's one of the lowest in the league. And that's the thing, like, the NFL is going so much on motion that,
Emotion's very important. Pause.
well, to Mike Tomlin, it's the least of our worries. We, I don't, I don't know. It's not on here. It's not. Why is it not on NFL Pro?
Let me. So, okay, I'm just looking at stats for this game. Did you watch it? What was wrong with it? Chiefs just
Um,
clearly a better team than the Saints?
yeah, basically
Okay.
that's
And Derek Carr
Derek
can't throw.
Carr. Derek Carr is just not like he had those 3 games and then
Fell off. He didn't have a bad day either. He was just hurt and everything. And obviously, this Chiefs team has a good defense. Just you couldn't get a run game going, clearly. And Olave wasn't involved, which is not okay either. Really hoping now that Spencer Rattler comes in this next week that Olave just actually acts like a wide receiver one. That'd be amazing. You also shouldn't be allowing Kareem Hunt in 2024 to get 100 yards and a touchdown on you, nor should you be allowing in 2024 Juju Smith-Schuster to get 7 receptions for 130 yards on you in 2024. Like these are very wild. Oh my gosh, this
yeah,
is insane. Saints defense just wasn't there clearly. Um, yeah,
yeah. The Chiefs are a better team.
yeah.
It's
This team won't
basically.
be. They won't be undefeated for long. I don't expect it much longer.
I'm
Who
surprised they are still undefeated.
you play next? Niners. Oh, that's not fair. You get a triple Niners, then the Raiders. Come on, Broncos and Bills.
I know the Chiefs struggle against the Broncos for some
They do.
reason.
They really do. The only reason they ever beat the Broncos as of like this past season was because they had Russell Wilson in, and they had um Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that was these games this past week. I enjoyed this week. I think it's been a very entertaining season so far. So I'm excited from. I did not want to look at the seats. Did I click on seats? I didn't think I clicked on seats. Oh, I clicked on tickets. You know what? Maybe I did, guys. My fault. I just wanted to see this. This is obviously our Thursday night game, so we're gonna do our prediction for this one. Probably wrap it up after that.
yeah.
Loki, give me the Seahawks.
I'm taking Niners.
Taking Niners. I mean, that's fair. That's very fair. I just think it's at home for the Seahawks, and yeah,
Yeah, I think the defense on the Seahawks is injured,
it's the Niners.
I think this Niners team can outperform their injured defense.
It's entirely
But
possible.
your Geno Smith take,
No,
it's
no.
not looking too good.
I mean, when you just have DK Metcalf sitting there wide buck naked open, I mean, it's like Tua last year with Hill. You know, you just chuck it up there. He's somewhere down there. Um,
I
yeah.
mean,
Seattle looking to get
he's
themselves a buffer right here, though, for the division. Kind of a big one. I'm curious to see how that works out on tomorrow. Actually, this will be dropping tomorrow. I realize. So curious to see how this one goes.
yeah interested to. This is a big game for both of them.
It will be. This is a maker, not like make or break, but it's like a huge tell on what's wrong and what they need to do.
Yeah,
Yeah. So obviously we picked opposites for this one, which feels fair. Um, we'll have our full predictions up probably tomorrow morning. Before
yeah,
the video, before our video. So if you want to check that out on TikTok or Instagram, that'd be awesome. Just us a like or follow on there. That'd be greatly appreciated. But I
yeah.
feel like that's where we could wrap it up today. It's a great episode. Just want to say thank you all for listening to another episode of the Drop Back Podcast. Be sure wherever you're listening to leave a like, follow, subscribe, or comment. We always appreciate it. If y'all disagree with any takes or anything, listen out in the comments below. As always, thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all tune in the next one, and peace out.
Peace.